Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Great to have you with us again. If you're a regular follower of the C9 podcast show, maybe through this channel or our business page, we aim to go beyond just summaries. We dig for that strategic gold.
It's good to be back. And yes, today we're zeroing in on a very specific group: Australian business owners, C-level executives, people who live and breathe detail, efficiency, and of course, profitability.
Exactly. So our mission today, to really cut through the usual chatter and deliver a proper deep dive into custom farm software, specifically for Australia. We want to get to the bottom of why tailored tech isn't just nice to have anymore.
Why it's actually become, well, essential for boosting efficiency and really locking in those long-term profits in Australian agribusiness today.
Right. Because the core problem, as we see it, is this kind of operational friction. You've got these legacy systems, these older ways of doing things.
And they're actively costing businesses money, leading to missed growth targets, rising costs. It's a tough market out there.
It really is. So if you're listening and you're an executive nodding along because you're wrestling with software that just doesn't fit your unique operation, well, this deep dive should give you the insights you need.
Hopefully the data to justify making that strategic shift.
Okay, let's dig into that failure point first. Why do these, big, global, off-the-shelf software packages often stumble when they hit the ground here in Australia? They seem scalable, but what breaks?
Well, it really boils down to specificity and scale, like you mentioned. Australian agriculture is unique. We're talking vast distances, operations spread out.
Unpredictable weather patterns, too. Hugely variable.
Exactly, some of the most volatile in the world. And then you layer on complex, often state-specific regulations, generic software developed somewhere else. It just can't cope with that level of local nuance.
And for the executive listening, the lack of local understanding isn't just annoying, is it? It translates into actual waste.
Oh, significant waste. Administrative burden. It's a real financial drain because the data visibility just isn't there. Think about trying to manually reconcile different state freight tariffs, for instance.
Or chemical usage rules that vary across borders.
Precisely. That takes up huge chunks of admin time. Time that really should be focused on strategy, not paperwork wrangling. When you try and force your unique farm data into a generic box,
You get silos.
you get data silos, you get manual errors, you get missed opportunities. It's a recipe for inefficiency.
So the software ends up being a barrier, really, rather than a tool to get ahead. Can you give us a specific example of where this bites hard right now?
Yeah, look at sustainability reporting. It's becoming huge, right? For market access, for finance, generic systems often weren't built to track things at that granular level, like water use per specific paddock or the carbon footprint tied to a particular harvest.
Things that are becoming essential.
Absolutely. So trying to meet these evolving demands without a custom solution, it becomes this messy manual process. A nightmare, frankly. It just eats up valuable executive time and focus. The tech has to support the specific environment you operate in, and Australia's environment is unique.
Okay, that really reframes it. We're not just talking about fixing a clumsy spreadsheet here. We're talking about solving some pretty fundamental business bottlenecks, capital compliance.
Exactly, which is why we need to view custom software as a strategic capital investment, not just an IT cost.
Right, so let's break down those strategic benefits.
Yeah.
What are the key advantages that directly impact, the bottom line, operational efficiency, profitability?
Okay, the first, and maybe the most fundamental, is precision tailored to needs. It sounds obvious, but it's crucial. Think about it managing complex irrigation in, say, dry South Australia versus handling livestock in rainy Tasmania.
Completely different worlds.
Totally different operational needs. A bespoke, custom solution means every single feature is built around your farm's reality, whether that's specific drought planning tools for Queensland or livestock traceability for Victorian regulations. It gets rid of those costly, inefficient workarounds.
Precision makes sense. But, the elephant in the room is often the perceived upfront cost of custom development. How do those efficiency gains actually stack up against that initial investment?
And that leads straight into the second major benefit: streamlined efficiency and automation. This is where you see the payback. Custom solutions are designed to automate those high-volume, repetitive tasks. We're not just talking digitizing forms.
Right, it's deeper than that.
Much deeper. It's about automating complex workflows, maybe inventory management linked to predictive usage, or generating compliance reports automatically. We regularly see clients achieve upwards of 40% time savings on core admin functions.
40%. That's a number that gets executive attention.
It absolutely should. It's a huge cut in overhead and a massive boost to productivity. Less time fighting the system, more time managing the business.
Okay, so it saves time, cuts costs. But how does it help make better future decisions, more strategic thinking?
Good question. That's benefit number 3. Data-driven insights for smarter decisions. See, generic systems often just report on what happened. Custom software can give you real-time predictive intelligence.
How does that work in practice?
Well, by integrating directly with things like on-farm sensors, local weather data feeds like from the Bureau of Meteorology market trend APIs, the system can generate genuinely useful forecasts, maybe 90-day yield predictions.
Which would let you optimize sales contracts or allocate resources better.
Precisely. You're making decisions based on a dynamic, real-time picture of profitability, not just looking backwards at historical averages.
And earlier, we mentioned data silos being a major pain point. Connectivity must be central to this.
Couldn't agree more. Benefit 4 is seamless integration. A well-designed custom system acts like a central hub. It connects everything your machinery, maybe an existing ERP system you don't want to scrap, even specialist third-party apps like AgriWeb or AgWorld.
So it doesn't force you to rip and replace everything?
No, not at all. It brings it all together. All that critical data flows into one place, giving you that single, unified view needed for effective C-level oversight and decision-making. No more hunting through different systems.
Okay, makes sense. But if you're making a significant investment, you need reassurance it won't be obsolete in 5 years. Technology moves fast.
Absolutely. And that's the 5th key strategic benefit: scalability for future growth. Unlike a fixed, off-the-shelf product, custom software is designed to evolve with your business.
So as new tech emerges, AI, drone mapping, whatever's next.
Your platform is built with the flexibility to incorporate those changes. Maybe it's integrating AI for disease prediction or new mandatory sustainability tracking. The system grows with you, helping you maintain that competitive edge over the long haul.
Okay, the case for custom software is definitely strong. But look, any significant capital spend needs rigorous scrutiny. Let's talk about the key factors executives really need to weigh up before committing. What are the hard questions?
Right. This is about due diligence. The first thing to assess, honestly, is scale and complexity. While custom solutions offer benefits at many levels, the highest ROI tends to be seen in larger, more complex operations.
So businesses juggling multiple sites, maybe diverse crops or livestock types, complex supply chains.
Exactly. For those businesses, the value of having centralized control and ironing out systemic inefficiencies is massive. It exponentially outweighs the investment cost compared to, say, a very small, single-focus operation.
Makes sense. But let's tackle cost head-on again. Custom projects have a reputation, fair or not, for budget blowouts. How do you mitigate that risk? Ensure the promised savings aren't eaten up by unexpected development costs.
That's where meticulous budget and ROI analysis is absolutely critical. Executives have to demand a detailed breakdown, not just the upfront cost, but how that cost will be offset by long-term savings.
Quantifiable savings.
Yes, quantifiable. Things like resource optimization, we often see figures in the 15 to 25% range just from reducing waste. And crucially, smart deployment strategies are key. Phased implementations, for instance.
Start small, prove the value.
Exactly. Roll out core modules first. Test the ROI in a controlled way. Manage your cash flow, prove the concept, then commit to the full deployment. It drastically reduces financial risk.
That phased approach seems vital. Okay, what about existing technology, the stuff you already have?
That's the third factor: current tech setup and compatibility. You need a thorough assessment before development starts. What systems are already in place? How will the new software integrate? The goal is a seamless upgrade path.
Minimal disruption to daily operations. Because disruption costs money too.
Huge amounts. It has to integrate smoothly without paralyzing the business during the transition.
Right. Now, technology is one thing, people are another. What about team readiness? You can build the best system in the world, but if the team resists using it,
then the investment is wasted. It's probably one of the biggest hurdles, honestly. Overcoming that resistance comes down to two things: user-centric design and collaboration. Meaning the software has to be intuitive, easy to use, designed around how people actually work, not forcing them into awkward processes. And secondly, robust training is essential. Not generic training, but collaborative programs built around their specific workflows. Minimize that adoption friction.
Makes sense. And the final point, thinking long-term.
Yes, alignment with long-term goals. This touches on something you raised earlier, vendor lock-in. When commissioning custom software, you need to build in future flexibility right from the start.
How do you do that?
By ensuring the intellectual property rights are clear, that the code is well documented, and crucially, that it's built using modern, flexible architecture. Architecture that, if absolutely necessary, another capable vendor could potentially take over down the track.
So you're not completely tied to one developer forever.
Ideally, no. It's about planning for the future. Thinking 5-10 years ahead. What might you need? AI integration. Advanced sustainability reporting. Build that potential into the initial specifications.
Okay, so let's say an executive has done that internal homework. They've weighed the factors, the need is clear. Now they need to actually choose a partner and move forward. What's a solid data-backed process for making that decision successfully?
It really comes down to a disciplined 5-step approach. It's all about due diligence and minimizing risk at each stage. First step, thorough needs analysis. And I mean truly thorough. This isn't just a wish list of features. It's about conducting detailed internal audits to quantify the pain points.
So putting numbers on it, like our current process leads to X% waste or inaccurate forecasting costs us Y dollars.
Exactly. Define the problem financially, strategically, operationally before you even start looking for solutions. Know precisely what you need the software to fix.
Okay, problem defined and quantified. Step 2.
Research experienced developers. And the key word here is experienced. In Australian agtech, you can't just pick a generic IT firm. You need a team with proven, verifiable success in this specific sector.
Look for case studies, testimonials.
Absolutely. Evidence that they genuinely understand the unique regulatory landscape, the operational challenges, the whole context of Australian agriculture.
Yeah, right. Then the proposals start coming in. How do you evaluate those effectively beyond just the price tag?
That's step 3. Evaluate proposals and demos. Demand detailed plans. Costs, yes, but also realistic timelines, clear methodologies. Crucially, ask hard questions about security protocols and data ownership. Who owns what?
And look at the proposed tech itself.
Yes. Is the architecture robust? Is it flexible? Can it integrate with future technologies easily? A trustworthy developer will be transparent and provide detailed roadmaps. Get a demo that shows how it addresses your specific, quantified needs.
Makes sense. What about checking with others before committing?
Essential. Step 4 is seek peer insights. Talk to other C-level executives, ideally in similar agricultural sectors, who've gone through this process.
Get the real-world story.
Exactly. What were the bumps in the road? How was the integration? Did the team adopt it well? What was the actual ROI they saw? That kind of candid feedback is invaluable for validating your potential partner choice.
Okay, final step. You've done the research, evaluated proposals, talked to peers.
The final step, tying back to risk mitigation, is opt for a phased rollout. Don't go for the big bang deployment if you can avoid it.
Start with core modules again.
Yes. Implement the most critical parts first. Maybe inventory, maybe key compliance reporting. Gather real performance data. Validate that initial ROI calculation. This staged approach lets you learn, iterate, manage the budget, and scale up with confidence after you've proven the success of the initial phase. #outro.
This has been incredibly insightful. I think the core takeaway for Australian executives listening is pretty clear, isn't it? In today's fast-moving agricultural landscape, sticking with outdated or generic systems isn't just inefficient, it's a serious liability.
It really is. Custom farm software isn't a luxury item anymore. It's become, well, essential infrastructure for driving efficiency, enabling scale, and ensuring long-term sustainable growth and profitability.
It provides that tailored innovation, that deep integration capability.
And the data trustworthiness that executives need. It gives you the specific tools required to optimize your capital, your operations, and really propel your agribusiness forward.
So don't let that operational friction, those data silos, hold your business back any longer. Take that first step towards genuine operational excellence. If you're ready to move past the frustration of ill-fitting software and manual workarounds,
then reach out. Our experts here at C9 are ready to offer a no-obligation demo or a free initial needs assessment to explore how tailored solutions could work for you.
Remember, C9 is Australia's leading custom software, apps, integration, and database developer company. We're focused on collaborating with businesses like yours to unlock that next level of efficiency and profitability.
You can find more details, resources from this discussion, and information on getting started at our website, www.c9.com.au.
That's www.c9.com.au.
And if you found this deep dive valuable today, please do click that follow button and perhaps share it with other colleagues or contacts in the industry who could benefit from thinking about optimized efficiency in Australian agribusiness.
We really appreciate you joining us on the deep dive. Until next time.